That's one of those. That's one of the societal things that kind of annoys me when they're talking about, oh, you have to accept it because it's the free marketplace of ideas. It's like, no, if you want a good marketplace of ideas, you have to kick out the bad merchants. Like that's
Mhm.
just what human nature is. So I mean, seeing that you're probably just doing that subconsciously, just because you want people to like have a place where they can just enjoy themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah, which I respect, man, honestly. But and it's
Thanks.
probably something like that that was seen by the people over at Red Bull when they asked you to help out with Cuddle
Mhm.
Cup just a few weeks ago at the Esports Stadium Arlington. So tell us about your experiences doing that, and you obviously played a few matches there, and you had a couple of your couple of people that were local to the scene, Azim among them, up on stage, kind of cleaning up. But
Yeah, I did good.
yeah, I respected the bull, but and you gave him a pretty proper respect as well. But I am curious, in the back of your mind, how well do you think, like you're up on that stage, and you're facing up, you're facing off against Anakin or Azim or what have you. How much of that you think is like I could take that guy?
I will say so with the Cuddle Cup. For people who don't know at home, so the Cuddle Cup was an event that was hosted by Cuddle Core, which was an invitational style format.
Mm-hmm.
We had four qualifiers in the DFW, or sorry, in Texas. So we had DFW, San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. And so you were able to go to these tournaments and qualify for a spot, one of eight, well, one of four spots to qualify out of out of eight person invitational. And um, I didn't qualify per se. Like I was able to compete and try my best. Like I tried to qualify at Austin and in Dallas at the Baddies, but I didn't make it. But to answer your question, like so the players that were there, they're all really good. But I definitely feel like kind of a two-parter thing. Like I feel like I didn't get my spot there, so I was cool with it at that time. You know, like well they're doing great, but on the other side of it, like maybe like in a tournament, not even particularly to the people who were there, but versus anyone, I like to have a. If we were to play this, I believe I can win, not because I'm just better than everyone or I believe that I'm better than everyone, but I feel like I'm always going to play to win.
Sure.
So no matter if I'm playing Evo because I'm gonna win Evo one day, yeah, yeah, or if I'm like in anywhere like wherever I'm at, like I'm sitting down to beat you.
Yeah.
And if you ask me how I feel like I do versus people who were up there that day, I would
They
say
were going in the
give her the
horns,
Yeah, the
Daddy.
haunt.
opportunity,
Yeah.
What?
I will beat
Come
them.
on, Fee. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yes,
I'm
I don't want
behind
to be
him.
like, oh, they're really good. I feel like they might beat me, but like, my answer will never change. I will tell anyone that if you ask me about anyone, I will beat them. I am working a bit on being more humble because this is recent revelations. Not saying we've had this conversation before, but
Right. Right.
but uh, I was talking with a friend of mine about being humble or something like that, and I was like learning, or I was like either being humble. There's two things I learning about being humble and something else. But I always found myself comparing myself to Lily players, other Lily players. Like, oh, I'm the best Lily player, and I might be. But I always like compare myself to other Lily players, saying I'm better than them. But then after it came from a situation where I was playing a Paul player, like, hey, let's play. And I'm like, I want to see whose Paul is better. And I was like, fuck you talking about. But I was like, yeah, let's run it.
Of course.
Yeah, and so I won or whatever, or I won more matches than he did versus me. And then I thought about it, I was like, it actually doesn't matter who's better. Because like I'm not playing to be the better Paul. I'm playing to win everything. I want to
Yeah,
win
sure.
everything to enter. Um
I mean, there's got
and
to be there's always going to be an element of machismo in any sort
and
of like fighting
yeah.
oriented thing, right? Like,
Hmm, hmm.
okay, well, now there's a little bit of pride at stake, and that
I
is, of
will
course, the male
definitely
ego being what it is.
agree. Whenever I get the chance, I will let my fight stick hang, for lack of better words, right now. But I
Thank you
always,
for thank you for censoring that. I think
yeah,
Brian's gonna have enough words with me for my own language.
but yeah, I definitely, I just had the thought to myself like it actually doesn't matter who's the better this character if I want to win everything. But I did say like if we're talking about it though, I'm the best.
Word, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll always have those sorts of things. Like, I mean, especially, Because I'm thinking back to an event that I went to, Supernova, which is a big Smash tournament.
Hmm.
Used to be called Super Smash Con, but
Oh, okay.
they had a melee DK Ditto like first to fives, like who's the best DK in the world? And it's like this low tier character in a game that like
Hmm.
no one, they probably won't realistically win a major, and
Hmm.
then the character wound up winning a major. But either way, it's just
Yeah.
like
Let's go, DK.
that's how it happens, man. That's how it goes. But no, the crazy thing is that like no matter what the case may be, there's always like a matter of pride at
Hmm.
stake. So when you
I would
see,
agree.
Azim fighting a someone like VDX who was using the Lily, you got to
Hmm.
think like, oh well, I taught Azim that matchup more or less.
It's so funny you say that because like when Azim first came to Texas, we played. I think the first year, the first day he came to a local, right? We played, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And so we ended up playing. We played a Lily Mirror match. He beat me in a Lily Mirror when he came to Texas, which is so funny. I was
Wait,
like,
I'm sorry, what?
Azim. The first day me and Azim met, we were playing after the tournament. Azim beat me with whatever character he was using because he plays a lot of characters. He beat me in a Lily Mirror match.
He does
I don't know if
switch
we were
around, doesn't he? Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if it was like a set we were doing or what, but we were like playing matches or whatever, like casually after the tournament. He beat me. I remember not winning more than he did in that matchup, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" But yeah, I love Azim. But yeah, as far as Tekken 8 Lily and Tekken 7 Lily, I definitely like. Yeah, I've showed Azim all the tricks. So I definitely will say versus other Lily players that do play Azim, it's a very hard matchup. It's not impossible because VDX got one set with Lily versus Azim. So it's anyone's beatable. Azim's beatable. Even if he knows Lily matchup, I can still beat him with Lily versus Fang or
you
whatever.
you beat him at Saturday sets 5.
Yo, yo. It sucks because last time we played, he won. So like I had to play him again in tournaments. So I can be like, yeah, I beat you last time.
Of
But
course.
yeah, I definitely like because not to like toot his horn. Like when Chickering came to town for DreamHack, I was literally right next to Azim. I was like, do not lose to this guy. Do not insult me by losing to Chickering. But Chickerin's great. I will not compare myself to Chickering. We play differently. We play the same character, we play differently. And I'm being
But again,
humble.
it's the
Being
machismo
humble.
of the
I'm
fighting
being
game
humble.
thing.
But I was so dead ass. I was like, do not lose to him. And so I
You have to
think
pull him aside, like, listen here, man.
I think either he won the first one or Chicken won the first. We have it on VOD. We recorded or no, I didn't record. I was too busy watching it. I hope the VOD somewhere. I recorded Azim's match versus Q-Dans, but I was like, we probably should record this match versus Chicken. But I think someone might have it somewhere. I don't have it. But long story short, I think the set was 1-1, and I was like, you're not doing none of the shit you do versus me. I was like, you need to be doing sidestep, low, do the stuff, bro. Like, why are you playing like this? Long story short, he won. And I was like, there we go, bro. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Don't lose to no one else but me. So he
Mm-hmm.
did just that. So, yay.
Yeah, that is always a bad feeling. Like when you're a competitor and the team that beats you winds up getting knocked out in the next round, and you're just like, these. Like,
Yeah. I was,
I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, that's
yeah.
actually that's exactly the word I was thinking of. Thank you.
Hmm.
But yeah, going into speaking of bigger tournaments, perhaps talking about something that's coming up, Land All Night, happening October through 27th at the Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine, Texas. I mean, we are getting a little bit of talent coming out for that thing, and I know that it's going to be a lot of people descending on the DFW area specifically
Hmm.
for this tournament. Even if it's not necessarily an FGC centric event, that doesn't necessarily mean that the pool isn't going to run just a little bit deeper. So, what do
Hmm.
you really look for when a major tournament happens like that? And really, when a bigger tournament happens in your area, surely you feel that there's just a little bit more at stake.
I definitely like to beat players that aren't from Texas whenever I can. But I think with tournaments, it's like accessibility and like kind of like mental capability. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to go to all tournaments mentally and live a life and stuff like that. But I definitely will say when I can, I like to. So like when DreamCon came to Dallas and there were like so many people from out of town,
Yeah.
um, we were like, yo, but it's a convention tournament. The competition is not good, but then the people who are there for maybe the pod or the opportunity, or they're just in town for the weekend, they will enter the tournament. So you may end up getting some good competition at tournaments like Land All Night or DreamCon, or tournaments that aren't FGC centered events.
Yeah.
And so if I am okay with going, I can afford it, I can travel to it comfortably, I may have friends that want to go. All that stuff just like makes it more better or more appealing for me to go to it. Um,
Mm.
so there is some stuff at stake. Like Land All Night, I think I've only played like recently. I've only played people from Texas there, so it was like I'm just not trying to lose just because I'm not trying to lose to you. Period. But for instance, at DreamCon, it was I think there were maybe like 16 people who were like in the FGC who were really really good.
Yeah.
And then at that tournament, I kind of messed it up for a lot of people because I was playing Paul. I do play Paul, mind you, but I was playing Paul in pools to warm up for whatever reason, and I lost in pools. So I didn't make it out of the first round of pools on winner's side. So I had to play so many more matches, and I hate that because I'd be getting tired. But long story short, because I lost so early in the bracket, anyone that lost from that point in the bracket would have to play me to play top eight. And they were like, Trojan, you messed that up for all of us because now we have to play. And I was like, well, I told you not to lose, so we wouldn't have to deal with this. And you lost all. Like, why would you lose if you already saw I lost? So what happened there?
It's just the reaper of souls to some poor guy who got caught and who just got matchup checked.
Exactly. So it could happen to you. So I had
anyone, even you.
Literally, it could happen to you. So it was. I had Fear of Silence came down from where he came from, and then Mac came down from wherever he came from, and I was like, I told them all because we were all in this conversation. I was like, do not lose because I've already lost once. So lo and behold, I ran into all of them in bracket, and I was like, "Fuck, do I look like losing?" And so I think I played Mac first, and Mac plays Fang and Drag, but mind you, Azim plays Fang and Drag. So I was like,
"Yeah,
I got beef anyway, bro. Like, fuck Ohio, pull up, let's play." 2-0. And then, or if I tell, I think I'm pretty sure it was 2-0 because I was not trying to lose. I think he played Fang switch. I think either Drag, long or short, he lost one switch of the character, beat the other one. That was it. And then I played Fear next. But Fear, I think because last time me and Fear played, we played at DreamHack in Dallas. And so I won. That was the first time we played, and I beat him, I think, there. The first time we ever played, and then this is the second time we played. In between there, I kind of taught him the Louis matchup a little bit. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm doing, the vibes, whatever. So I kind of gave him the rundown. But then we played here. So I was thinking, like, dang, I taught him the Louis matchup. I taught him the Louis matchup. I taught him how I play. And so we're playing. I think I won the first one. The second one I was up, and then he ended up winning that one. So we were 1-1, and I was like, fuck, I look like losing. And so it was
we're done.
Even though the odds were like there were some very close matches, you know, we were like, someone was in a lead, and like, oh, this match is close, they lost that match. And so it was like literally double Luigi last round. I'm pretty sure I threw a Matterhorn. I'm so sure something happened. I threw a Matterhorn. And then from there, I think I won it from there. I might be wrong. I'm trying to get better at like recording the matches on consoles. So you can like put them in a flash drive or whatever. But yeah, I knocked both of them out of the tournament. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry because I think top 8 got paid, and top 8 got paid nicely. And so I was like, I told y'all not to lose, and they lost, and then we had to play. So that was really fun. But yeah, I do like to gatekeep when I can.
So it goes, you know, like that's just. But then again, that's kind of your job in a way. It's just like, hey, if you want to be in that upper echelon, you're gonna have to go through me eventually. So, you know, let's start the process now, huh?
I'm big into that. Like, if ever we get a new person at baddies, I'm like, hi, I'm Trojan. Or I'm like, we haven't played yet, let's play. So I'm like, I'd like to welcome people that way.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, one guy actually, I played that way, and he was like, we played in tournament. And I'm like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Ooh, I'm Trojan. Literally met him that day. I beat him 2-0. And like, literally while we're playing, Dana's bringing me food. I'm like running around worrying about tournament stuff, which is why I don't normally like to play tournaments. Like, I'm like get distracted, but I'm dead ass doing 2-3 things at once. And if you have to bleep out every time I say a swear word, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's gonna sound like Morse code at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, like I literally beat him first day we met, and then afterwards I talked to him like, "Oh hi, I'm Trojan. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming by. Like we play like good stuff. Like who do you play? Like I'm meeting all his friends." And then it's like it's kind of like it's like a welcome basket, I guess. Like meet Trojan, here's your first loss.
Oh
Except
yeah.
Azim, that's so funny. I think Azim, I'm sure I've lost to other people for the first time we ever played, but I think Azim beating me like his first time in the scene was like it was almost karma because when I came to Dallas, or I was in Dallas, when I came to the Dallas scene,
Sure. Yeah.
I beat the people who were welcoming me into the scene. Like I think I lost my first tournament in Dallas, like I like seventh or something like that. But then I started getting invited to like the local, just the homies' cribs, and I was like, I'd be beating everyone. And doing it, I was very mindful. I definitely don't think I was still very confident about my skills, even before I was winning things. But I was definitely like, yeah, like I don't care that you've been playing Tekken your whole life. I don't care you've been winning Tekken your whole life. Like, I'm not planning to lose to you here. And so I definitely took a lot of names on like my first tour of Texas. So that was cool.
Uh huh. And it's just continued ever since.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Would you so TO Trojan is queer rights, but player Trojan is queer wrongs? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. But yeah, I'd be doing people dirty in bracket. I'd be twerking when I win. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be talking shit. Like, but I do it in the nicest way
Oh, of
possible.
course, obviously.
I'm so friendly about it. I'd say
And just so humble. My goodness. But
doesn't get more humble than me. I'd say
maybe the most humble. I mean,
the humblest.
the
Trojan the
humblest.
humblest.
Oh
Exactly.
my gosh, bro.
The
That's
fattest and the
amazing.
humblest.
That's
Who
actually
knew? Who knew?
that's certainly not me or
Would have
anyone
never
else
guessed.
watching. But
Yeah.
we're but then again, talking about LAN all night, there's no real need to be humble because you have to know that DFW is pretty much your domain at this juncture. What is the plan for LAN all night?
So for Atlanta all night, I was reached out by the homie like, "Yo, you coming?" And I was like, "Yo, I might not." But yeah, it's definitely it's a cool tournament. I've been there multiple times, and it just depends because like I feel like as a year continues to creep on time, the passage of time. Like I'm like, dang, the year's almost over. And I'm like, I'm trying to go to all these tournaments. I'm like, well, what am I even doing that weekend? So it's like I'm trying to pump my brakes and just kind of count my sheep. But I definitely know it's an opportunity for me, and I can definitely get in the bracket to play, and I'll do very well if I play. But I definitely will say, whenever it's not me at the top, or if ever it's not me representing DFW, we have people like Azim and people like Wasulu, Akatsuki, and other people who are like definitely putting their name out there to like really strong players in DFW. So if I'm not there, I feel good at that. I don't think it'll be easy just for everyone to pull up and win because we have a lot of heavy hitters down here.
Sounds like
But
you're
it's
almost
on my
putting out like a.
mindset.
It sounds like you're almost putting out a clarion for the DFW players. It's like, hey man, look, there's no guarantee you're going to get Trojan to bail your asses out. Like you need to step up.
I definitely say I do encourage the GFW players to also improve and stuff like that and get better and beat me even because it's like it's very important for us to grow together.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely like whenever I'm not playing in a tournament, I was like, why are you losing to this person? Like you should also be beating these people. So
Mm.
I definitely encourage and expect them to do well whenever they get the opportunity because I believe in them very much so. Um, because they're skillful and because we're Texas. You can't lose, bro. We're in Texas. Come on, get it together.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm saying here like if I'm not there, I expect Texas to still win just because we're Texas. We're homies. We train together. We play together. We go to locals together. So
Mm-hmm.
we're all good. We're all capable.
There's an African proverb that I like. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Seems like a good
Ooh,
way to. Yeah,
cute. I like it. I like it.
I like it too. That's why I said it. Trojan, where can they find you on socials, my guy?
Yo, so I'm a bit of everywhere. You can find me on Twitter at TrojanKP3. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Hot Trojan. And yeah, if you find one of those places, you will find all the other places. I try to be pretty widespread, but like where you can find me.
All right. Yeah, and we are going to put just Hot Trojan on the screen. Definitely check out the dude's streams. I am going to follow you as well. But yeah, dude, thank you so much for joining us on Chatterboxing. We really appreciate having you.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It was a fun time. Thanks for the
Yeah,
opportunity.
no, of course. And also, folks, we definitely want to encourage you to subscribe to this very channel, Combat Championship Series, and of course, follow us on Twitter as well at Combat FGC. So for Combat Championship Series, I'm Stu the announcer. Whatever your fight, touch gloves, come out swinging. Thank you so much, man. Jeez, I didn't, dude.
You're
I did
welcome.
not realize that we went for a fucking hour, dude. Holy shit.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, really? No, that was just fun. Like, I don't know how much of this is gonna be like used, but probably some of it is gonna be used for like clips, as we chop them up, like shorts or whatever. But yeah, we wound up doing this with Dr. African as well. So it's like I looked down at this.